Yeah.
You made no secret of the fact that you yourself are gay, and you regard these roles, and it's not the first you've had in this area, where you regard these roles as quite a responsibility.
Well, I think that when you work in the public eye, you do have a responsibility to educate and inform people. I'm not ashamed or embarrassed about my sexuality, and if me being an out actor helps anybody else come to terms with their sexuality, then I've made the right choice.
But are you perhaps, as a gay person, perhaps more cautious, and rightly more cautious, of what's written for you as a gay person? And do you actually point out to people, sorry, we wouldn't do that, wouldn't say that, etc., or that's not fair, or that's not
I think if I came across subjects like that in scripts, yeah, I would be choosy about how and what I would play. But I mean, you know, I think that especially with shows like Coronation Street, they're very careful to write intelligently. So luckily we don't have to do that.
And how do you feel about the fact that there are still actors who can't talk about it in this day and age? You know, do you think, is it frustrating? Is it just sad?
Well, it's up to the individual, I suppose, as to how they live their lives. For me, personally, I pretend to be other people for a living, so I didn't want to pretend to be somebody else in my personal life. But you know, each to their own. If people, I personally, I would rather that people were just honest and open. It's 2014.
When you played, when you were in Emmerdale, you were a bisexual...
I was.
Yes, person there.
Bisexual binman, is
yes,
that right?
Geordie binman,
I also remember the job, binman, that's right, yeah. And there were protests, right? At that
well,
now,
there were
times
some...
moved on, but, and it's a different show, but do you envisage any difficulties here?
Well, we don't know. He's a vicar, so that may cause some controversy. But I'm hoping that with characters like this, it is about education, and I think certainly as far as religion's concerned, I think having a progressive vicar in a show like Coronation Street is probably a good thing.
It's amazing. It was really one of the great moments of my life. But by that point, I'd spent 4 months researching everything about him, and then I finally met him, and there are these sort of long pauses.